Okay. Hello. My name is Archie the Third, and I am here to show you my tried and true, proven best base I've ever built. I spend a lot of time on creative servers. I try out a lot of stuff. Have about 3,000 hours in Rust, and this is the best base. This is I play mainly solo. Um, but every now and then I'll have a friend or two join me. This base can accommodate up to 3 people comfortably. Anything more than that, and it's really not very useful. This is a bunker base. The goal of this base is to have a roomy feel because I don't like tight squeezes. I don't like small, narrow bases. I prefer something that feels a little bit more open. But I also want an expensive raid, and combining those two things has led me to this. There's a couple tricks here that I have just because I like to add some polish to things over the years, I guess. So let me just show you. I, as with all bunker bases, the entrance is on the second floor. You can conceal this, but this is just kind of the bare bones skeleton that I wanted to show. This is not honeycombed. I'm going to show you from the top. This is the footprint. Kind of looks like a rocket ship. Kind of cool. Anyway, I like to keep this twig, and because it lets me remove it when I log out. And then it's just an added layer of inconvenience to raid me, which is the name of the game when you're trying to delay or when you're trying to prevent online or offline raids. And we hate offline raids here. So anyway, let me show you the base. Come in. My first little trick here is a thing I've noticed over time to do. This is how I deal with door campers. I have a little low wall here, half wall here, and it's just a little slit that sees into your airlock that you can kind of poke people out. Or the reason I have this door open inward like that is so that if I get killed, someone's in my airlock trying to go deep on me, I just come up, close this door real quick, and then I just talk shit to them or whatever. If you're gonna do this, make this wall sheet metal ASAP, because they can just spear this down, skip all your doors, and it'll be that much cheaper. So upgrade this wall if you're gonna do this. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I do like doing this though. I think it's useful. Anyway, let's continue. My second trick is this little workbench right here. Why doesn't this have a door? Have this open outwards so you can have your airlock, Anyway, standard couple doors. By the way, this door skin, can we talk about this? This is awesome. Look at this door skin. It's beautiful. Okay? Anyway. Keep a small box here, put a hammer in it, and that is going to get you through my second trick, which is a lockable doorway if you have building privilege. If I rotate this with a hammer, you cannot get through this doorway. I don't care what you try to do, you can't get through it. You have to either blow down the doorway or blow through the TC and the door. And this may seem inconvenient, but it's actually not. Watch. Crouch jump onto the workbench and then just walk. You don't even have to jump. Just walk and strafe left. You go right through it. Now when you come back in, just stand here, close the door, and it pushes you through. It's not inconvenient at all. So yeah, this adds 2 rockets to this door. 1 C4 for this workbench. Pretty cool. I utilize the same trick here with level 3. This is 6 rockets, or I don't know, 2 C4 or whatever. I don't care. They did nerf these workbenches so that they're a little bit less durable, but as of the 17th of September, which is when I'm recording this, I just tested it out. Level 3 workbench is still 6 rockets, so anyway. Come up here, this is just how it works. You jump on the workbench, you get out, you put a, whatever, garage door here, and then you come down, and you're through. At night, when you want to log off, rotate that, rotate this, can't get through. You have to have somebody boosting you, or like some way to like squeeze through this. I'm not sure if you can even boost somebody through here, or push someone through, but yeah. Pretty useful. I'll show you from the other side, just so that you believe me. I do this every wipe. You could also put a ladder hatch here. It does make it not extremely, but it does make it a lot more difficult to utilize this trick. And the added layer of security is just not worth the headache of getting up and down this thing all the time. If you do put a ladder hatch here, make sure you put it right here. Not here. Here. Not here. Here. And that's just because it's more manageable to do this when it's here. Close that. See what I mean? It's just a little bit more annoying. I kind of cleared it pretty quick right there, but it takes practice if you're going to use this. And you can just get stuck. Anyway. On with the base. So these are 2 rooms that I use for whatever the hell I want. Lately I've just been putting like extra loot here. This is kind of like maybe like a locker room or a dump chest, electrical room, or even like growing berries. You can place a large planter box in here. This room I use for alchemy. I couldn't figure out how to put one of those tables down, but this is where I make tea, and sometimes I'll put like a repair bench, around here, research table, all that jazz. Level 1 workbench just goes along here. Here I use for spare loot. This is a usable honeycomb. When this door is closed, it is cut off from the rest. So even if they come through the roof, they either have to go through the floor or through the garage door. So it's kind of like a shelf, and I'll put some loot in here, or electrical work. Again, here, same thing. Now if you come down here, this is the bunker. For those of you that don't know how bunkers work, I'll explain it very fast. Put a twig half wall here, facing inward. These are 2 raised foundations next to 1 lowered foundation. And then you place another wall there, upgrade it to sheet metal, and now anyone who tries to raid you has to go through a full floor. Makes it a lot more expensive. In the morning, when you wake up and you want to play Rust, you get on, F1, kill yourself, spawn at a sleeping bag in the bunker, destroy this wall, floor's done. Anyway, on with the tutorial. As you can see, this is an extremely expensive raid. I've sectioned off every room so that the TC is the most protected square, or the most protected foundation in the base. This is the hardest part to get to. It's at the very heart of the base. So you put the TC there. Another tip, put your 3 bags here, 2 small storage boxes here. That way you don't have to jump. So when you come in, walk up, remove this, walk up. There's no jumping involved. Line these. This can take some practice, but I promise 3 boxes will fit in here. You just gotta, tinker with it. This is main loot. As you can see, upgrade that to armored as fast as possible. It's only 25. You can do it, I promise. So this is your main loot. All these boxes are extra. I use these for like individual components or key cards, tier 1 loot, ponchos, shit like that, wolf head helm. Obviously, this is TC. I'll keep that open. And if I don't get reinforced glass window, I'll just put garage doors here lining these. Reinforced glass is 1 extra rocket, so it's a bit harder to raid. And I keep metal fragments and hammers in both of these so that when I place them down, I just repair them real fast. Oh shit. And it's not really a problem. I've been raided several times with this base. Every single time the raiders have given up. I have never once been raided to completion on this base, or with this base. And this is my furnace room. This isn't really coveted, but I mean, like, this isn't the most important place to put furnaces. Like, you could easily just put a second loot room down here, but I just like my furnaces here, so that's where I put them. But yeah, it's very expensive to raid this. You either go through the honeycomb, you either go through straight walls, or you go through all those doors. Not all those doors, but you get the idea. You get through those doors, then you go through this workbench, and you go through that armored floor, which will be armored. And it's just a very expensive raid. All the loot is sectioned off, so if they go through walls, they only get 1 room. And there's only 1 square that really holds your main loot, right? So they have to be very lucky to get anything of value, because if they come through this side, all they're getting is your furnaces. And then they have to spend 4 rockets per window coming in through here, which is just a headache. And then obviously to get TC, they have to go through this garage door, and to get your main loot, 8 more rockets just on this triangle, plus this garage door. So it's an extremely expensive base to raid. It is my favorite. I use it every single time I play Rust, which is every day. Only downside of this base is that this is not a starter base. You can't make this and then transition into it later, or transition into the full thing later. You kind of just have to build the whole thing at the same time. The lowest form of this base would be the first level completely done, floor, everything, bunker, and then this up to this first door right here. So nothing else but this door, but you still have to build that whole first floor. So you can't really transition into this base. This kind of just has to be something that you build all at once. So what I usually do is I make a 1x2, farm up, and then I make this base wherever I want to go. And yeah, it's done me well. Sometimes I'll place a shotgun trap here, like so. Kind of like that. So whoever comes through gets shot. Or if they, they raid you, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to put a shotgun trap here, I would just have the door open the other way. And that way the door won't block it. But, yeah. Also, you can put it here. Like that. So, yeah, that's my base. I love this base. I use it every wipe. Like I said, this is kind of the bare bones version. If you wanted to go big dick and, make it into a compound or whatever, you can do that. But that's up to you guys. I usually, when I do that, I'll add a shooting floor onto the 3rd story, and then I make a tower with a crow's nest, and then I surround it in walls, make it a little compound. Sometimes if I want to make this, if you want to make this, what am I saying? The cheapest way to fortify this base is to armor this wall, because it's your main loot, and then honeycomb it. If you want to disguise that it's a bunker base, you put two lowered foundations here connected to your raised foundations. You honeycomb it, and you create an airlock here that disguises that your door is on the second level. So you would do something like this. I haven't really found something that works for me like this. I typically just don't like it. It's just too much to bother with. I like my little airlock trick here. So I just let people know that it's a bunker base. I don't even bother with it. But yeah, if you use this, you know, you got your shotgun traps, you got your doors, you use the workbench tricks, you use the bunker, you use the reinforced glass windows. This is a very expensive base to raid. Cheapest way to do it is to rocket it from the side. And if you honeycomb it, that won't be cheap either. So good luck. I should also add that this base is not easy to defend in an online raid, so keep that in mind. Bunker bases never are. Bunker bases are for defending offline raids specifically. So if you get raided online, best of luck, because pretty much the only thing to do is make it as expensive as possible for them, which is my method. So have fun. Best base ever made.